Greetings, people. How you doing? Check us out. We're live. We're live here with two of us. This is SIL, and look at who we got up there.
Hello.
KIA is with us tonight, finally bringing us out. We're on a Thursday night. Can you believe it? The Paper Flight and More has come out. We just got some peeps out here. We wanted to. I don't even know what episode this is, but that doesn't really seem to matter in our world now, does it? I'm going to have to change it because I'm changing it and everything. And, like, what we're trying to do is we're just... I don't know what the hell... What are we trying to do today, Dalton? Do you have any idea?
Well, we could talk about what we were talking about, the Monday failure of a show that was...
Oh, yeah! Yeah, we could talk about how devastatingly stupid that was. It really... me and him were into it for 4 solid freaking hours, and OBS was being a little bitch, so I couldn't get anything done. And I just want to say, like, oh fuck, it's not even Thursday. It's actually creeped into Friday now.
Yeah, it's actually Friday now.
God! Okay, so we're doing this late.
It's a problem because it's been the last 45 minutes trying to get me to not be a big blob.
Yeah, I mean, like, OBS, man, sometimes we're amateurs at it. I'm not pretending like it's not the software, it's us. I ain't complaining. It's a very good piece of software, but, like, sometimes it does the world's stupidest shit, and since I'm the next world's stupidest shit, it's hard to follow suit and figure out how to fix what it did wrong. So, finally went in there and fixed it, and we're all good. We're live, and we're hot, and we probably actually should have just recorded the damn show, but... too late now, we're here.
Right.
So anyway, the other night what we were doing was me and him were getting into, like, we hadn't talked in a while, so we were getting into, like, everything and how he was, like, catching up on the shows and got into the building and developed some new things. And before long, it took us 4 fucking hours to get what we had to get across, but we had the makings of an awesome show, and OBS was being a dick and wouldn't let me start. I don't know if that was because Skype was running in the background or because I didn't use Twitch or Discord, or I was probably just... I'm not blaming the software. I'm blaming me for being an idiot. So I'm working on it. And shouldn't that happen again? But in the meantime, here we are. And what we're talking is working on the stuff. We're just going to rehash it because I was talking about it on the show last night, is stuff that we was doing to, like, SNA 52. Stuff that we was doing to... or we could do to other planes, and apparently he has done, because there in front of us on the magnifying glass, man, well, that right there, that's another SNA 52.
Yeah, this one came with the little tail stripes at the top, at the front, and then a tail at the back. From the front. Still looking mean as ever.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, the new one came out last night.
I think it looks cool with the lines on one wing.
Yeah, right. Kind of gives almost a camouflage, non-camouflage look. Got a little couple straights here at the very bottom on either side of the fuselage, and then some upper and lower end hedrils. Thanks to you for telling me about that and putting that technology on the SNA. Now I'm gonna probably incorporate this on every bird I have now. So yeah.
That's hella cool. That's like, that's... The look overall is, like, way cooler. I mean, just... it's amazing. It really is. I mean, like, whatever it did, it, like, improves the looks. Hell, it's like, it's got winglets, it's got long horns, whatever you want to call it,
Right. Well, that's like what we were talking about before. Again, on that Monday, when we discovered all this, you can go from a basic, hold on, I'm going to put my fan off here because it's being kind of annoying. There we go. Start off with a regular SNA here, and then you just add the little straight upper winglets to it, a little bit more definition.
Yep.
And then you can go on to the full-on, strakes and shark fins up top. I mean, just basic. A little bit better.
Holy God, you, like, went through every progression.
Yeah, right. And then basically this one, without the upper end strikes, the horns, This one had a tail. Right, this one has the horns and a tail, but no upper tail strikes.
Oh yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
basically every option you have with that bird.
Right.
Well, I mean, well, obviously not every option, but I mean, like it's like going through the motions of putting that. You've got the tail going on anyway, so you added the winglets, then you added the oh, I don't know. You got two pairs of winglets basically, and then obviously the fins on it without like this first set of winglets. I would really like. Actually, I suppose if we're going to be technical about it, we should call those strikelets because that's what they're called on real planes in real life. If you flip up the tops at the end of the wingtips like that, so
Here.
yeah, yeah. They've been calling them that for a little while. I mean, and we like to call winglets to be the ones that are facing down already. Since you got them, to avoid confusion, we'll call them like strikelets if they're up and winglets if they're down. And then the front ones, fucking A, that's just some kind of strike, I guess. So vertical. Actually, that's true. They are strikes. They're vertical strikes. Because you can apply those also to the sides of the fuselage, and then make them horizontal strikes. And then we're starting to even get more complicated that most people just don't do.
That's what Sabertooth has. It has the horizontal strikes.
That's right.
Fuselage.
That's right. So, and you've been flying those, right? So.
Oh yeah, nothing outside yet, but barring a little bit of humid air this last week, basement flights have been very, very good. They've been going one side to the other, very, very straight, level, narrow, even. And yeah, I mean, hell, I can make a demonstration team out of this if I wanted to.
Oh my God! Yeah, you ain't got one of those, man. You can do this shit again.
Well, I can start with the small ones and then go bigger.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, right. He's trying to show us up, people. That's what's going on. He's trying to show us up.
I'm not the biggest contractor here for not a reason.
I like how you put that. Yeah, you got a point. Yeah, all these planes. You'll notice also the common thread between these planes that he's got there are usually bigger sized aircraft. So
right.
yeah, they're not like super oversized. They're just basically regular, what you may call regular big size. So let's take the whole sheet and just fold it on down to.
Right. I haven't done much to modifying the paper to a smaller sheet and then working it from there.
Right.
Like this one here, my sector 2 here is probably damn near the smallest bird I have, except for maybe IVPAC, my interceptor IVPACs. Yeah,
that's true. You're right. Those are, well, how long? Apex is probably, well, I don't know. You're right. They're about the same thing, right?
Yeah. Well, and again too with mine, somehow they vary. I can have a really long apex, or I can have a really short apex. I don't know why. It's probably just the type of sheet I use.
Yeah, most likely. Right? Yeah, most likely. If you haven't kept track of it, like overall in the course of it, you not be able to really tell. I mean, you don't use a standard sheet to start out with both of them, right?
Right.
Okay, so yeah, it's in the folds that it happens and everything like that.
Right.
So.
It's just how many times I pull it down, because a lot of times I can have a apex can come either with a delta diamond or a non-delta diamond.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is totally cool and definitely a good way to go about doing it. Sure. So, like these ones that you have here, that lineup of SNAs and obviously the Panther there, those are like brand new builds, or did you have like older builds and you just put those Strikelets on them?
No, yeah, these are all current this week's builds.
Ah, okay.
So, as I always talked before this, I've gotten back on the binge of watching all the old episodes that I was unfortunately not a part of, but hopefully I will be a part of coming forward here.
Hells yeah!
Just kind of got into it, and then it kind of started off with he's been mentioning doing getting pictures of everyone's birds, just so he has a generic lineup of everyone's birds. So I decided to start making all my birds and make a little kind of like a photo lineup of it, if you will. And And I came across SNA, and I know that he was always fascinated, liked the name, and
Oh yeah.
the way I originally had it was really a crappy bird. Let's put it that way. I only had like one iteration of it, so I worked on it for half the night and made the first initial model, and then when we got on that Monday, then you helped me, you know, expand the horizons off of that. And then the Panther came along just from last night, just kind of tooling around and figuring out some different things, and did a couple different folds, and yeah.
Nice. It's nice to see that's how the technology progresses. Yes, that's. I mean, like that's always the coolest point, and like seeing, for example, 4 SNAs like that, showing that. I mean, that is so cool, and like we also mentioned this too the other night, and you guys weren't along for it, but we'll talk about it again. We also mentioned that if you overload the plane with tech, it's always hard to tell what tech works. But you should do it at least once, because you should try to figure out if all of it does in fact work. I mean, obviously one or two are going to be great, and one or two may absolutely suck. But The Rock says that if you actually have those I just didn't want to say because it said absolutely sucks. I had to do that.
Pretty well. Yeah, I like that.
I had to do that. But anyway, yeah. So like, chances are our planes need tweaking, and chances are it's something you could obviously do to any extent. However, there's quite a few instances where you're going to overload something, and it's probably going to be like, if you put too many vertical surfaces, you put too many horizontal surfaces all over the surface of the plane. If you do them in pairs, you're going to get into some sketchy territory, because it's like they got to be symmetrical, or else the plane's going to do stupid shit that's going to make you mad, like corkscrew or barrel roll itself right into the ground, and it'll just be like, ball it up and kill it. It's tricky.
Yeah, it'll be unfixable at that point.
Yeah, it's tricky territory. But
that's why you have to build some. That's why you build so many.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. You got to build so many, because once you do, it's like you sacrifice that one, and maybe you wouldn't have to if it's like an add-on. Like your cut-ins, not so bad. And as a matter of fact, because those are cut-ins and the way they're just folded, I mean, like the Strikelets, hell, they can just be folded back down. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. But I mean, obviously the way they fly, they don't need to be. It's just, that's a lot easier to do than, say, like, if you taped on something, or if you built in a fold somewhere in the middle and you paralleled it, and then you put another one in the front cuts, and you're starting to talk about so much more repair that, like, again, you are definitely not going to end up with something that you started off with. So, so that plane does become sacrificial.
Yeah. Well, so now, I mean, and it kind of goes back to your point of what you were talking about in last night's show of, where does a bird become a different bird? With how much different folds and how much different, I wouldn't say how much tech you put onto it, but basically with the fold. How far does it go to become a different bird? Because the one here, actually, this was 10, this is what? This is 11. So this one was built, I think, Wednesday.
Okay.
No, built 24th, Tuesday. No, yeah, a couple days yesterday.
Okay.
But then this one was built yesterday as well. Oh yeah, it was built the same night. Okay, but whatever. So probably hard to see on the video here, but you can tell that the top portion here has some wing pockets up top versus this one does not.
Right.
So I definitely built this one different. And you can tell even by the underneath as well, that there's a lot more different pocket folds and.
Oh yeah, I can see, yeah.
Yeah. So now, is this a different bird now because I built it differently, or like it came out differently, or is it still the same bird but just, let's just say, more reinforced in the nose maybe than this one? So
Got you.
It's something to think about, and. It just kind of makes me wonder, say, okay, now do I make this kind of like how you would run maybe like the phases? You have the phase 3 just in general, but then you have a phase 3 Mark 2, a phase 3 Mark 3, phase 3 Mark 4, because you have that just a little bit different fold, which doesn't make it a completely new bird, but it still makes it more or different than the original design.
Yes, yes, and we were talking about, yeah, right. If it's like a variant, a subvariant, a new model, right, or just a plain old new plane, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it still, it still has the same. It has Dale. It's still exactly damn near the same bird, but it's just had somehow I did the folds differently. And I say that because I don't remember how the hell I did it. I'll have to take it apart and figure it out. But that's where I lack compared to like SIL and everyone else. Um, I don't build 16 models right away. I always just build one, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I kind of like go away from it for a second. I need to build like 15 models right away, so I remember how to build that damn bird.
Right. Well, it made it easier because the more you build them, it's yeah.
Yeah, it just gets burned into your brain that much easier. So, but yeah, no, it was just something I was thinking about the other day when I was building these two. It's like, okay, now, do I make this like Mark 1 and Mark 2, or, do I just leave it alone? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, like, yeah, what you've got there. I mean, like with those folds, obviously, going back to what Mark likes to say, the intention was to make another version of the SNA. So you got that. Now you're just like, well, now like I got so many more folds in it. I personally would see that as just like, in your case, it's like, okay, it is SNA 52. You could just simply do what the U.S. Air Force likes to do and put like another letter after that, or like you said, Mark II or Type 2 or something like that. However, with more folds and still coming out, and the intention being still like the same plane, and yet like I don't know, you haven't really got it outside, so you haven't been able to compare ranges. And that would I see that also being kind of crucial too, because like if whatever you did either increase or decrease the range such that you didn't think like, well, that doesn't fly like a normal SNA 52, you may consider actually changing the number for some reason. Like, oh, it's a shorter range or it's a longer range. Maybe it's an SNA 51. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
That's always such a sketchy topic, and a lot of us that deal with modifying the planes that we have when it is just a specific type of plane like that, you're always, yeah, you're always just like, oh my god, how am I gonna differentiate? Where does it stop? So obviously, like the winglets and the strikelets, that's just adding simple tech, but to come out the same after doing the different folds and still adding the tech, I mean, you're taking it to the next step. So, I mean, ultimately, of course, it's up to the builder of the plane, but it's nice to get all the input from other people.
Just you can differentiate yourself, or you can, keep it the same. But that's what makes everything so unique.
That's right. Right. So, you worked on those, and you gave us a Panther, and you gave us some more SNA 52s. Did I hear you say something about you worked on the logo as well?
Yeah, within like the last 45 minutes while you're messing with it.
Yeah, I was taking some own sweet time. We could actually started the show on a Thursday, because I actually was screwing around, but since I'm a dumbass at OBS to a certain extent, yeah, I was kind of messing around there. But we have been asking our members to obviously give us those, so we're prepping for the new Inside IVPAC show, the news show, and that's what I need the logos for. And apparently KIA's been working with it.
Yeah, should be able to do what, share screen through
Yeah, I think so. I will be able to see what you see. Yeah, what have you got? Has he got something special for us? Without dropping it. That'll be the crucial thing. Whoa.
Come on.
I see it. I see it.
Okay, there we go. Nice. So yeah, let's put it as that's just a concept right now. That's not exactly what I wanted, but this will do for now.
I like it. Okay, holy cow.
So I was kind of thinking I wanted to make these airplanes. Well, at first I thought I'd have like real airplanes, but then I found these and it actually worked out better. But kind of like how so to make it look like they were coming from in the background, but then flying over my letters and then flying at you because you're looking at this logo.
Oh yeah. I can picture
Yeah.
that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So, but so far this is what I got. I'll probably change it up a little bit more, maybe add some more spicy things to it. But yeah.
Spicy things to it. I like it.
But then again, I might just keep it simple, stupid.
That's right. Not only that, but I like the fact that it represents.
Some of you members may or may not know, he is currently, well, not the only one, but he was definitely the first one to come up, of all of us, to come up with an aerial demonstration team. We tickled with it in the past, but nobody really officially adopted one. And now, like, KIA is actually the first one of us, not the only one of us, but definitely the first one of us to actually have an official aerial demonstration team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that indicates that in the logo. That's really pretty cool. Nice touch. That's progress. That's fucking progress. Okay, so it came out all right. How long did that take you? Like you said, just at 45 minutes, or
Yeah, just the time that you were doing that, I was like, okay, well, let me jump on here, and like I said, I already kind of had the concept of, the KA and my name and the whole name explanation and everything. But then it just was like, okay, well, figure out something of how I wanted to make those airplanes look. And I knew I kind of wanted to have the bendy effect of my name and everything. So
bend him.
it was a theory, but so now I can work on it.
I like it. That's freaking cool. Yeah.
I mean, like
It's subtle and it's perfect because there's not too much. It's not too busy, but it's
yeah.
And the thing is, and it's also like it can be condensed. So, like, there's enough, like, if you just use the 3 planes, should you want to just keep, like, say, like, everybody's got, like, the official, like, big official logo, and usually that has your initials as well as something that signifies the company. But then there's a way to condense it in such a way that, like, let's say you can take the letters away, or say your logo is your letters and you just take the image away. And that's exactly how you left it. So, I mean, like, it's perfect for that effect. It's like, you could go either way with it, That is so cool. I'm almost disappointed in that myself because I don't really have, like, I need to tweak mine a little bit more because I don't like how small my deer is. But it is what it is. It is where it is. And I'm still happy with it. So, but I also have like 14 variations of mine because I'm just ever happy with it. That's really what it is.
Well, that's the hardest point of it too. Is making sure. Moves a little bit there. Is just trying to make a logo that describes what you are, and like you said, I mean, yeah, I guess for right now that works for what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, it's up to every individual person to change their logo the way they want. So I mean, dude, works out great. Like, who cares, right? That's the way it is. So, I mean, nobody's going to say, like, no, you can't have that. No, that sucks. No, we don't do that shit. And you can change the logo as often as you want. And so, that's still part of, anything that we do is still part of the creative process. And something like that is also part of the art of it. So, I mean, hey, it's a bonus, I think, Like, what else can we do? We can fiddle around with digital art.
Well, exactly. Why not, right?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, and well, I mean, to a lesser extent, you could also play with something and actually draw. Of course, we're not saying like it's all got to be digital. It's hella easy to transpire something digitally, of course, and show to you than it is like. Okay, yeah, I can take a picture and put it in front of the camera, but that's not the point. That's,
right.
like it's something that you can play around with and work. It'd be really cool if it was out there like that. And oh my God, we're talking about this on this show, and this could be something that could be just, hey, IVPAC today could show this, or Inside IVPAC could show this. Dad blasted. Oh, maybe one of these days I'm gonna get this right, but it's still okay that it's out there for you guys to see today, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
So it's nice. It's nice that we came away. We saw some tech, and we saw the fact that, you know what we saw. We saw advanced technology on planes, and we saw what's the opposite of advanced? Like archaic technology, and the fact that we couldn't get OBS started, which is why the show is so fucking late.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like, what, a 7 or 8 o'clock showing?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, okay, we had to wait for you to get off. That was one thing. That's fine. And, like, okay, we didn't have to make this live. I mean, it's a perfect time of the day if you're, like, in India or something like that, I think, where you're catching this at, like, 10 in the morning. So, you know, or actually, I don't know my time schedule. Like, I know it, like, in Europe, you guys are going to work, so if you listen to this, hello, you know, but, yeah, but we're all like, you know, we're all in the middle of the sleep cycle here in the great USA. I say great with a tinge of absolutely, you know, sarcasm, but still, you know, I mean, it's live for somebody, so that's all that matters. You know, I mean, we can make any show live. Something else that we talked about was like the variety of shows we're offering, or plan on offering, and like whether or not they could be live, recorded, both when they needed to be, and something like this came up, and I just, you know, like, we have to realize being a global entity and having it go out there globally, just because it's inconvenient for us at one time doesn't mean it's inconvenient for one of you watchers out there in Egypt or Bangladesh or Venezuela or wherever you happen to be. So we're trying to get it to everybody, and somebody somewhere is awake and alive for it.
I was going to say, it's just like the old adage, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
It's 12:30 somewhere. Someone's up. Someone wants to watch this, so at least they'll be there for them.
Yes. Yes.
We're supposed to be global here, people. So you know, you have to embrace the global community, and that's about as official as sounding as I'm going to get about that. By the way,
Yeah.
So I mean that's almost freaking technical, almost, but. By the way, I do want to say, though, I like your setup, too. The way you got it is, like, pretty good. Where is your camera, if I might ask? Do you have it, like, on your monitor, or do you have it on, something mounted?
It's on the monitor, pointing down.
Okay.
Just a little webcam.
Okay, that's cool.
Do you have an actual? Yeah, I was meaning to ask you. Is yours an actual camera? That's your downward view.
I've been upgrading the studio a little bit, so actually this is, my God, where's my thumb? This is another camera. So it's a webcam, but it's mounted on a tripod. It's not a tripod, but it's a tri-arm mount on the desktop that holds a microphone, a camera, and a light. But I also have the cam that's up front because I was telling everybody, well, for the news show and like any live show we got where we got the news desk, that one's going to be coming up and used, but I keep using this one, and I keep not wanting to use this one, but we keep building, so this one's getting all the work. Yeah, of course. So there's actually 4 webcams here. Yeah, 2 of them are probably not going to be used during the show. I'm going to use the 2 mains, this one here, and the one up there. You see, yeah, that one and this one are going to be 2 mains, and then the one back there, and then the one over there. They'll be possibly, you'll see them in use if I have to bring up, like, again, studio shots and floating shots. So, yeah, I guess it pays to actually have a little bit more handy.
Yeah, I was always thinking about getting another 1 or 2 at least. But the only problem is I have such limited space or a limited place to put them. And really, what else am I going to show? The same way but a different angle. But I mean, there could be a different, better way to do it too.
Well, this it's funny you say that because this is something that me and Mark were talking about. And like, okay, you watch our shows and like, yeah, you're used to this, but if you watch any other YouTube show, and I use the term show loosely, but like whatever presentation that other YouTubers out there bring you, and especially in the paper airplane world, a lot of them, like, the interviews are usually like face to face with the background showing that they've got a background laced in whatever it is they happen to be doing. If they're showcasing tools, they're showcasing cars, they're showcasing kites, whatever it is, there's some in the background. So a lot of times that's like another primary view that, like, I think, even though we haven't done it on the show since we talked about it, I think we probably should do that more often because, like, when you're building, of course, you want to see what you're building, and down view is, of course, the most obvious and best. But that being said, when we're doing a lot of the talking, kind of like what we're doing now, although yours is fine for right now because you're showcasing shit. Like the talking and stuff, it probably should be the facing one with, like, some, in our case, some IVPAC memorabilia back there, some Planes memorabilia back there. And I've thought about ways to change this because, just like you and just like so many other people, I've got, like, the front monitors mounted on, or the front camera is mounted on the monitor, so it's directly at me. But if I could figure out a way to get it somewhere, like, down there instead of up there, the shot would be me, and then, like, all the planes would be back there, because currently they're hanging behind me, even though that's not where I want them.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that we've kind of stagnated the past couple years, because this is the view that we give everybody, like, all the damn time. But I'd like to think that, like, through the years, all of the shows, if you go way back, like, we had some, like, at a different angle. There'd be one over there. There'd be one over there. There'd be one over there. I had some that were on the side. You know, so I don't know if I ever actually did a show, but I had a couple behind me. I'd like to think that keeps it fresh, and that's kind of the reason why I've got 4. So I've got, like, a full studio setup if OBS will cooperate, and I figured out a way to do it. So it's not like I'm that stupid, people. But I figured out a way to do it, so, like, yes, you can, like, tie in the cameras, and I'll probably tie in the cameras, so I have one over there, one over there, one over there, and I'll just, like, hey, watch this. And believe me, that's coming. I literally just worked on that last night. So just a tantalizing glimpse into the stuff we've got coming. And, like, some of this is proven by the fact that look who's sitting across from me today. So
Yeah, right. Finally, after... So we're talking about Mark having a couple hiatuses. I had the longest hiatus, I think, right?
This is true. This is true. You really have. Yeah. I mean, like, Mark has been on lockdown for one reason or another for, like, a couple months. But you, my friend, like, dude, it's been, like, way more than a couple months typically. So, yeah, you really got the dry spell record going on over there.
For sure. But now, hopefully, you know, get to bigger and better things and some more time. And, you know, I might not always be here for live shows, but I'll definitely be here for any other recorded shows or whenever I have my own stuff.
That's right. For the viewers that, like, want to catch up on there, like, are you any closer to launching relaunching the channel? You know, branded as KIA, or?
Yeah, no, definitely that should be coming up here soon. Just been quite busy with home remodels and everything else, and obviously work. But yeah, the YouTube channel is coming. Hopefully, I know everyone's been asking for builds and everything like that, so hopefully I'll be getting to that. Still, SIL will be helping me with that too, coming up here in the future.
Indeed.
But yeah, just lots of things are coming. You know, just slowly but surely.
Which is great. Stay tuned, people. Yeah, we're still working, like, ultimately towards the goal of actually getting some more flight videos out there. We're getting those pictures we're talking about. We're getting the logos made from everybody. So this is kind of relevant to the point that I wanted to get Inside IVPAC up there. So, I mean, again, we're just one logo closer to actually having it, which is great, and especially because I've got news I could plug into that too. So that's great. And then it's just a matter of...
And now there's one that's kind of, let's say, like 50% done. Now it can motivate the other people to get going on it.
That's right. That's right. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So, hey, that was pretty good. All right, cool. Anyway, I was just checking out. I was looking at the stats and stuff like that. Got some good time in there, people. I thank you for coming out. It's been 35 minutes. Not a particularly long show, but again, we have learned from watching Well, okay, you didn't even need. If you stepped into here at any time and you stepped in, if you've been on freaking YouTube, you know that the shit has gone to like TikTok-y style and short style, and I'm fairly well surprised. It's our official counter 36:47, and if you stuck in for the 36-minute part of it, I'm impressed because usually y'all's attention span lasts about 45 seconds. So.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. So, I mean, just the fact alone that Kerry showed up for the first time in a long time, we welcome him back. It's great to have him on. It's exciting to have new possibilities and new directions for the shows and new flights and new how to build. So, y'all stay tuned. It's going to get great.
Yeah. Well, and I guess you could say in other news, too, that there will be some more super heavies coming out.
Oh, hell. Oh, hell. You know what? I would not be. Yeah, I would not be surprised. You can't put it by me anymore. I had to figure that was coming.
It was coming. Just gotta get these small ones figured out first, and then the supersized factory will be up and running once again.
Fucking awesome. Okay, so yeah, people, that's how they go. We want to thank you for coming out. If you came out, just leave some comments in there. Get ready. Some good stuff is happening. Like more people getting involved. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for coming out. It's been exciting. Kay, welcome back, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and y'all have a good afternoon over there in Europe and a good night over there in Japan. And keep on flying, people.